Much like last time, before the video gets started, I'd like to point out that there's a poll in the upper right hand corner that helps me decide the next video. As you can tell, Geno beat Doomslayer. It wasn't exactly close, but maybe this one will be. Alright, to the video. The year is 1996, and a new Mario game was just released, made by the same people as Final Fantasy. You start and you're enjoying it so far. Then you reach this moment. A puppet comes to life and is claiming to be the guardian of Star Road. This exact moment has stuck with many a gamer, ensuring that they know the name Geno. In 1999, the very first Super Smash Bros. Was released, to major success. It would seem a sequel was practically guaranteed. And while we Westerners waited, series producer Masahiro Sakurai was very busy looking at results for his Japanese exclusive poll. There were many characters who placed on this ballot, with the character with the most requests being Bowser. On that list was our subject for today, Geno. Placing at 5 total votes, tied with his Super Mario RPG co-star Mallow, Geno didn't exactly get a lot of votes for that poll, with many characters beating him, including but not limited to Banjo-Kazooie, a Goomba, Young Link, James Bond, a Chocobo, Marth, and many more. Geno did, however, tie or beat other characters who eventually got in, including Pit, Sonic, Mega Man, Ridley, Little Mac, and others, including more recent major requests like Crash Bandicoot. Melee rolled up with no Geno to show for. Geno's next appearance would end up being a cameo in Superstar Saga as a tutorial for a minigame. There was a separate cameo planned for Geno, but that was cut with data remaining in the code. Something shared with Geno's next planned appearance. Super Smash Bros. Brawl was announced in E3 2006 alongside the introduction of third-party characters. Seeing as Geno was a third-party character, the fans of the Star Puppet felt it was time for Square Enix designed Mario character to make an appearance in Smash. Sakurai had once again held a poll for Brawl, which was still Japanese exclusive, and this time Geno actually did rather well. Geno only got 4 votes, which was one less than his last poll appearance, but he did tie with Diddy Kong, Ike, and Ridley. Not to mention, that tie was for second place. The only character to get above 4 votes was King Dedede at 5. As you can tell, all of these characters are now in, with the sole exception of Geno. Everything seemed to be going well for once. Then 2008 came and went with the release of Super Smash Bros. Brawl, and a mention of Mario RPG in the Brawl Chronicles mode. The game was soon data mined, and many interesting tidbits were uncovered. But what's important right now was a track from a Mario game titled Forest was cut. This sent speculation into overdrive, making many think Geno was planned for Brawl, but was cut due to copyright reasons. Some even say the slot Geno would have been in was turned into the random button, since Brawl was the one that introduced random character selection. All this had been assumption, and we wouldn't get an answer. Until Super Smash was for 3DS and Wii U. Fans of course had hoped Geno would be in this game as well, and when Western favorites like Little Mac were added, hope had swelled to a new high. Rumors and speculation was all over the place. Then Smash for 3DS released with no references to Mario RPG at all. This didn't discourage fans, as the new Smash for Wii U had trophies, stages, and more that the 3DS didn't, so maybe Geno will at least be referenced. Then, the 50 Fact Extravaganza announced that there will be downloadable content, including characters. The first confirmed downloadable character, being Mewtwo, certainly made fans hopeful, as both were seen as highly requested picks, showing Nintendo was listening. Something that would come to a head with the announcement of the first worldwide Smash ballot. Nintendo was listening, and they wanted that to be extremely clear. Geno's support had reached an all-time high. That high then crashed down as hard as it possibly could. December 17th, 2015 marked an important date for Smash. The planning for Ultimate's completion, the release of the first character to break Smash 4, and the final Smash 4 Direct. This Direct was possibly the worst and yet also best news for Geno fans. Geno wasn't going to be playable in Smash 4. However, Geno was going to be a Mii costume, showing Sakurai did hear them. When all the DLC finally wrapped up, Sakurai sat down for an interview and revealed a lot of important information, including confirmation Geno was in fact planned for Smash Bros. Brawl, but faced certain unspecified complications. Sakurai stated he had thought Geno would be a cool inclusion due to his gun arm, but he found something very similar in Mii Gunner. Geno fans had finally gotten Nintendo to acknowledge his existence, and for the most part, they were happy with that. It had continued like that for a little over 2 years. And then Ultimate was announced. Since Inkling was the first confirmed character, and they had a Mii costume in Smash 4, speculation for Geno started immediately. When E3 came around, a new rumor had been found true. Fairgiven. He had correctly predicted Ridley, no cuts from Smash 4, and the return of Snake. This is important, because shortly after E3, they also claimed a Square Enix character would be happening. With little clarification, most jumped to two conclusions, one of which being Geno would be playable. Fairgiven seemed to have gotten a lot right afterwards, which led to the largest showdown in rumor history. The Grinch leak. In September of 2018, images had surfaced on the internet of the banner art of Ultimate, but with characters added. These characters included Mach Rider, Banjo-Kazooie, Chorus Kids, Ken, Isaac, Shadow, and of course, Geno. This contradicted Fairgiven's previous statement that Ken and Incineroar were the only characters left for base game, with the Square Enix character being pushed off to DLC. Around the same time, rumors of Square Enix being difficult to work with had popped up, which I covered in this video, leaving the speculation fanbase in three categories: Team Fairgiven, Team Grinch, and Team No Square. As we have the clarity that comes with the future, we know Fairgiven technically won that, only to be tripped up a week later about Minecraft, but that's for another time. So, Geno wasn't playable in base game, but he did get a spirit, which was this game's replacement for trophies. And with his Mii costume's absence, his spot for DLC was looking a bit better outside of the obvious spirits debacle. Then Fairgiven's Square rep list was leaked. His list included Sora, whom he admitted wasn't the rep at all, Chocobo, Slime, Luminary, Erdrick, Chrono, and Geno, whom he said not to take seriously. Later on, he would even say the Square Enix rep would be Erdrick and 100% not Luminary. Great one there. Then Ferg said the Square rep would be the first Smash DLC, which, no. In the end, the second DLC character was the Square Enix rep, which at this point most had accepted was going to be a Dragon Quest character. With Hero arriving soon, people had assumed Geno would be a Mii costume once again, much like how the Sonic Mii costumes returned with Joker. When the Mii costumes coming with Hero, many were shocked to see neither the Geno nor Chocobo costumes had returned, causing some speculation. Then another major event happened for Geno. 2 music tracks were taken down on YouTube by Nintendo, both of which weren't owned by them, and both of which came from Mario RPG. This was extremely similar to how they took down a remix of Megalovania. Alongside the large amount of Mario RPG references, many were led to believe that Nintendo bought the rights from Square to Mario RPG. Around the same time, the Kakamelo leak surfaced, showing a Mallow Mii costume, implying Geno would be playable. This was also supported by an anonymous source held by the YouTuber Papa Genos, claiming to know the upcoming Mii costumes. Then the first Fighter's Pass was wrapped up, leaving no room for Geno. And much as discussed in the Rayman video, The spirits debacle ran into some debate due to the renaming of spirits, the changing of spirit battles, and the possibility of an arms rep that was previously a spirit. And so far that's where we're sitting at with Geno. I personally don't think he has much going for him right now. The only two major things he had was the Cacamelo leak and the copyrighted music. The Cacamelo leak was most likely a mod, although it could still be potentially real. And YouTube isn't exactly known for their tight-knit copyright system. But let me know how you feel about Geno in the comments. Did anything in this video stand out to you as surprising? Do you think Geno's the current most likely fighter for Pass 2? Do you think the opposite? Or maybe he's just your most wanted? Whichever it is, thank you for watching. Later.